What's up, y'all? This is Big Iz, and we're going to talk about, the WNBA, my team, the Indiana Fever. You know, it's so many haters, yo. So many haters against CC and the Indiana Fever. It's not even funny, man. You know, like the four biggest haters right now on YouTube is Welcome HD2 TV. He's the biggest clown. The biggest clown. I can't stand him. He really thinks he knows sports, but he doesn't know sports at all. Like he's the worst YouTube creator ever. But the reason why I listen to him, because he's a comedian to me. He's a clown. I love listening to clowns. I don't like listening to Indiana Fever content. I don't. I like to listen to Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky content because they make me laugh of the delusion that they think CC is a average terrible player. Like they don't know basketball. They really don't know basketball. And then you got him, you got K-Sap, you got Full On Sports, you got Raw 2 TV. He is terrible. Terrible. My God, he's bad. But it's, oh my God. Yo, welcome to, whatever, HD2 TV, whatever his name is. Like, for him to think that the reason why Indiana's winning is only because of Kelsey, Aaliyah Boston, Timmy, Lexi Hall. Who do you think that makes the engine work? That's CC. Let me teach you guys something real quick. Have you guys ever heard of a hockey assist? Have you ever wondered why Aaliyah Boston got 8 assists in the last couple of games? What, you think Aaliyah Boston is running the offense? You really believe that? You really believe Draymond Green is running the offense in Golden State? No, you clown. CC had gravity. Look at the game. Look how many times the Suns blitzed CC. Over 20 times. She gets double teamed. Boom. She gives the ball to Aaliyah Boston. Now it's 4-3. They're running the Golden State offense. That's what they're running now. They're running one part of the Golden State offense. They run a little bit of the all Indiana Pacers offense. And a little bit of the Ray Allen offense too, when he was in Milwaukee. That's the type of offense they run. But they really running the Golden State offense. The 4-on-3. Because they know if you set a pick with CC, she's going to get double teamed 90% of the time. That leave Aaliyah Boston open on a 4-on-3. Oh, but they got superior talent. Kelsey Mitchell, 7 years with the Indiana Fever. Her record is 69 wins and 198 losses. Is Kelsey talented? Of course she's talented. Anybody that tells you she's not talented don't know basketball. She could shoot her ass off. But she's not a winner. I don't care if I have 10 All-Stars on one team. If I'm under 500, it's meaningless. Everybody know Kennedy Carter's an All-Star, but she didn't make the All-Star team. She's top 5 player in the WNBA right now, but she didn't make the All-Star team. So I don't go by who make the All-Star team. I don't care about that. Last year, the Indiana Fever was 13-27 with 2 All-Stars. They had Lexi Hall. They had Alyssa Smith. And the reason why they won 13 games last year is because at the end of the season, A lot of teams tanked. And you know what? I give credit to Indiana. It's because they kept playing regardless. But they wasn't really at 13 in 2017. There was like 8 and 25 before at the end of the season when they won like 5 of the last 7 games and got 13 wins. But they was playing against tank teams. They wasn't good last year. They won 5 games the year before that, 13 after, and now they're 15 and 16. And the only reason why they're 15 and 16 is because the WNBA gave the hardest schedule in the history of basketball. Just Google it. Nobody have ever played 11 games in the first 19 games. No, actually, one team did. And I think that was the 1999 strike in the NBA, I think. But they're men. This is women. They played 11 games in 19 days or 20 days. That's the only reason why they started 1-8. If they had proper rest, like any other team, like it was games when I saw the Fever 1-6 versus the 3-2 Aces. They already played 8 games while the Aces played 5. And you could look at the Indiana Fever. They was exhausted. They even beat the bum Chicago Sky team 71-70 when they was 1-8. And the only reason why they won that game is because Chicago can't shoot. Or they would have been 1-9. That first 11 games was terrible. And I remember all the games. I remember they beat Chicago, and then they went to Connecticut, and Connecticut beat them so bad that Kitten Clark barely played in the second half. Beat them by it was by 30 at halftime. It was exhausting. What they needed was proper rest, just like every other team in the WNBA. If they had proper rest, they would have been in the first 11 games. They probably would have been 4-7 or 5-6 instead of 2-9. So please, when it comes to the Indiana Fever, this team is good. Are they going to win the championship? I've never seen a young team in the history of the NBA or WNBA win the championship. Remember, when the Houston Comets won their 4 championships, Cheryl Swoops was 27. Cynthia Cooper was 35. Okay? So, it's never been a young team. Like, think about it. The starting 5 now, if you take Katie Lou out, I don't know why Katie Lou is even playing. CeCe's 22. Boston is 22 or 23. Lexi's like 24. Alyssa Smith is like 24. And the old vet, Kelsey Mitchell's 28. You're not going to win a championship. They're too young. They're way ahead of the curve. I'll give the Fever 3 to 4 years to win a championship. Most likely, they're going to lose in a tough first round this year. A tough first round. It's only 2 out of 3, I think. So I can see them losing to Connecticut or losing to the Lynx in a hard-fought 3-game battle. I can see them losing by like 10 points in game 3. But that'd be okay. That's okay. That's experience that they need for the next season. What I hate about people like HDT TV, always got a theory. It's always about race. That is furthest from the truth. The reason why people like to watch CeCe is the way she played the game. Get that through your skull. Angel Reese is a good player. She's good. But in my 50 years in life and 40 years of watching basketball since I was 10 years old, watching the Knicks, and watching Rory Sparrow and Darryl Walker and the Animal, Kenny Bannister and Louis Orr and Bernard King and Bill Cartwright. I've been watching the game for 40 years. I'm a diehard Knicks fan. I've never in my entire life seen a woman that is uncoordinated and unskilled on the offensive end like Angel Reese. I don't care that she scored 23, she averaged 23 points in a game in college. It's 300 Division I schools. She's usually the biggest person in college when she was playing. So she had a lot of floor that she could hide. That's why she averaged that many points in college. But when you're in the WNBA, it's only 12 teams. Every team in the WNBA is good, including Chicago. Now they want to make excuse about Angel don't got this, Angel don't got that. Oh, but your guys wasn't complaining when Angel went from Maryland to LSU and went from an average team to nothing but 5-star recruits in LSU and beating Iowa in 2023 in the national championship. While CeCe's playing with no WNBA talent on her team. The guys wasn't making excuses there. Now you want to make excuses now? Oh, that she don't got a point guard, blah, 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 blah. What does CeCe had in Iowa? That's why I respect her. I respect women that go to teams that they can carry on her own. I don't respect South Carolina. I don't respect Connecticut. I respect players that is so good that they can carry average players and take them to the top. And that's CeCe. The guys always were talking about LeBron with the super teams and all that. Angel Reese had a super team. The only reason why South Carolina beat Iowa in this year's national championship, the South Carolina had over 20 offensive rebounds. Because those had like 10 of her own. She was bigger than everybody. And Raven Johnson did a great job on CeCe. I'll give Raven Johnson that. She did a hell of a job on CeCe. And that's the difference between Iowa and Indiana. Now when CeCe got locked up by like Carrington, because listen, I'm the biggest CeCe fan in the world. But I speak facts. Carrington had CeCe in hell these 4 games this year. Had her in hell. Carrington's a great defensive player. But unlike Iowa, she could just give the ball to Kelsey and let her do her thing. Or give the ball to Boston and let her do her thing. That's the difference. And then in the 4th quarter, you notice Carrington guarded Kelsey Mitchell. And now CeCe went to work and got the layup because she was guarding Kelsey. But with no Kelsey, Carrington would probably guard CeCe the whole game instead of the first 36 minutes of the game. Yes, Indiana got young talent. 4 of them. But they got 4 young talent. That's it. Their talent is almost as good as Chicago. What I disagree with everybody, oh, they building the team and all that. Fellas, it don't matter that Lexi played with Kelsey, that played with Aaliyah, that played with Alyssa. It didn't matter. You know why it didn't matter? Because they was running a different offense. It was a low post offense to Aaliyah. When CeCe came, they ran, well, actually they ran the Aaliyah offense in the first 13 games. Check it out. And they was terrible at it. And finally, Chrissy Sides said, you know what? This is not working. Because the so-called greatest player in the history of college basketball can't play that system. We got to run her system. Let's give it a try. And ever since then, they've been winning. Yes, CC loves to run. Yeah, she loves to run. Magic Johnson loves to run. What's your point? What do you think, Magic Johnson was a great offensive player? I mean, a great half-court player? He had the greatest player of all time on the team, Kareem. Half his assists just literally just throw the ball to Kareem, and Kareem did a hook shot. Or gave the ball to James Worthy, spin move, back, spin move, turn around, basket. They didn't have it. The LA Lakers didn't have a complex offensive system. But you act like CC can't run a half-court offense. What do you think they ran the? What do you think they run the Golden State offense by running a fast break? No. When they get in the half court, they know their bread and butter right now. And right now, that's really they run two plays in Indiana. They run the double floppy, or they run the 4-on-3. And they should keep it that way because it's year one. After the season, then you run more plays. All right? Then you run more plays. Then CC could get off the ball more. Teach Kelsey to be a little bit better passer. Because we know Aaliyah Boston now, she could be the Draymond Green, but a better scorer. Angel Reese, if I was a coach, I would tell her, don't shoot my ball. Don't shoot my ball. Your job is to rebound the ball and play defense. Don't shoot my ball. She's gonna have to show me in the offseason that she got some bag. Any bag. Angel Reese is a great team player. But if you watched the Chicago game yesterday, 70, 68, 52 seconds to go, Teresa Witherspoon got the nerve to run a pick and roll with Angel Reese. And Lizzie Allen passed the ball perfect to Angel Reese from 15 feet from the free throw line. It's an easy 15-foot jump shot. But because Angel Reese don't have the confidence, she tried to bully her way to the basket and lost the ball for her 6th turnover of the game. Why you didn't run that play for Cardoza, who could actually shoot? I saw Cardoza hit 2 jump shots in the last 2 games. You should have ran that action to her. For the Chicago Sky to continuously throw the ball down to the post of Angel Reese, it's a crime of the name of basketball. Stop feeding her the goddamn ball. You're making me sick as a fan. I want the Chicago Sky to make the goddamn playoffs. I don't want to see Atlanta Dream make it. I need the women game to grow and grow and grow. Angel Reese is the 2nd biggest star in the WNBA. Now, Aja Wilson is the best player in the WNBA, even though she never gets double teamed. Rickea Jackson the Sky made a mistake. If you're not going to use Cardoza, you should have drafted Rickea Jackson at 3. And you still would have had Angel Reese at 7. The reason why Minnesota didn't draft Angel Reese is because she didn't want the baggage of Angel Reese. She'd rather pick a person that get no minutes than have a player like Angel Reese on her team. I don't know if it's right or wrong. I don't know. I'm just telling you what she did. I mean, I don't know how you could have Collier and thinking Reese would be a bad teammate. I don't get it. I don't get it. But I know one thing. Sherry Miller would have told Andrew Reese, "Don't shoot my ball." I know that for a fact. Not Sherry Miller. No, yeah, Sherry Miller. She's old school. She would have definitely told Andrew Reese, "Don't shoot my ball. Your job is to rebound and play defense." Yeah, so the Indiana game played Chicago tomorrow. I'm praying that Kennedy Carter plays. I am praying Kennedy Carter plays. Kennedy Carter is my second favorite player to watch in the WNBA. Besides, that's why I watch Chicago Sky games. If Kennedy Carter wasn't on the team, there's no way I'm watching Chicago Sky. It's like pulling teeth watching Chicago without Kennedy Carter. You know, I watched the second half of the game because I'm not missing a Fever game for no one. But I watched the second half of the Chicago Sky game. It's like pulling teeth watching them play without Kennedy Carter. Whew. So, yeah. I just hope the brothers who do YouTube content to stop talking about race. Stop talking about your fake ass theories. Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Why watch the sport if you think certain people get calls and shit like that? And let's talk about calls. CC gets every call in America. Okay. That's why it's something called Google, fellas. They say Angel Reese got the worst whistle in the WNBA. Before last night's game, Angel Reese had 154 free throw attempts. CC had 129 free throw attempts. But CC gets all the calls. She pushed off. 95% of the players in the NBA and WNBA push off. The greatest player of all time push off. Both of them. LeBron, Mike. You can put Kobe in there. They all push off. And then these Kobe stands, these Kobe nut huggers. That man get almost every call in America. Talking about theory, right? HUTV theory, right? But he's not going to talk about what Kobe did to Mike Bibby in Game 6 in LA. In broad daylight. He bloody knows Mike Bibby and didn't get a call. And there was up one with that's supposed to be a flagrant foul. And the Kings get the ball. They would have took the lead with the ball, and they would have lost in Game 6. He's not going to talk about when Paul Gasol went up and down, and they didn't call it in Game 7 in 2010. LA up 1 3 minutes ago. Game 7 in LA. Finals, NBA Finals. Like, stop talking about that. If you're not going to talk about Kobe getting calls too. MJ pushed off on Brian Russell. Game 6. Stop. It's not about race. Again, these guys kill me. Breanna Stewart is the MVP. Kelsey Plum is good. Sabrina is good. But they don't got the game like CC. You keep saying why do people talk about CC so much? Because nobody plays like her. She do things nobody in the WNBA do. It's not because she's white. Stop saying that. You know how many people? Oh man. People say CC don't have a handle, but she must have dropped like 4 people so far this year. 4 or 5 people so far this year. CC needs to work on her mid-range. Yeah, she did. She shot 3 mid-ranges in the last 4 games. She needs to get a floater. Well, she did 4 floaters in the last 3 games. Yeah, she's definitely working on the game. Definitely working on her game. And it's going to be even more scary next season when they have full training camp and full rest. Listen, I want Kelsey Mitchell to stay. I really want her to stay so bad. She's great. She's great. But for some reason, I look at Indiana like I look at Golden State with Montel Ellis. If Kelsey Mitchell leaves, that's okay. You could draft a shooting guard like a Lucy Olsen. She could be the female version of Klay Thompson. Now I want Kelsey to stay because I like the team. I'm really starting to like the team. You know, I like Lexi. She's a 3-and-D. And Aaliyah. Everybody else on the team could leave. Like, if you know Spades, the Indiana Pacers, they're like 3.5 books. Lexi's a half because before this stretch, Lexi Hall was shooting 28% from the field. Now, after the break, she's been a different woman. Shit, she's shooting 14 out of 20. She's shooting 70% from 3. That's crazy. She keeps shooting like this, she goes nowhere. She's in the rotation for the next 7 years with the Big 4. But Chicago has Mikala. She was the Rookie of the Year in 2021. They got Kennedy Carter, 2nd place in the Rookie of the Year in 2020. They got Cardosa. They got Angel Reese. They got 4 good players too, just like Indiana. Now the difference is Indiana 3-point shooting is 100 times better than Chicago. Yes, of course. But let's not act like Mikala can't shoot 3. She just made 3 threes before and then one yesterday. She can shoot. Kennedy made 3 3-pointers against Vegas. Now, you could tell by her form, she's not used to that 3-point shot. But ain't nobody stopping her from 15 feet. It's not a soul in the WNBA can stop her from 15. Cardosa, a 6'7" girl that shoots like, I think, 55% this year. And Angel Reese, maybe the greatest rebounder of all time in the WNBA. Well, for this year. And a great defensive player. Now, let me end this with the foolishness of people like HD2TV and Fulon and K-Sap. They keep talking about defense and defense and defense. You need defense. You need defense. I am so sick of defense. So sick that these guys talk about defense. Was Steph Curry a good defensive player? Did he get pulled every single time for defense? And they still win championships? Was James Harden good on defense? It's unbelievable. The name of the game is to put the ball in the hole. Did you know with Indiana, and they're 15 and 16 right now, right? They're 15 and 16 right now. Think about it. Kelsey Mitchell is not a good defensive player. Katie Lou, that was starting, was a terrible defensive player. Alyssa Smith, top 5 worst defensive player I've seen in basketball. And then CC may be the top 3 worst defensive player I have ever seen in basketball history. As her IQ is so smart when it comes to offense. She is the whole opposite. She's one of the dumbest defensive players I've ever seen in my life. She always gets lost on defense. CC. I can critique her too. One of the worst defensive players I have. It's almost like the other team's playing 5 versus 4 when CC's on the court. And really 5 versus 3 when you got Alyssa Smith on the court too. 2 of the worst defensive players I've ever seen in my entire life. And they're 1 game under 500. You know why? Because they could put the fucking ball in the hole. That's why. Angel Reese got defense. Michaela got defense. 6 points. 12 points. Field goal percentage is overrated. 34%. They lose by 2, they lose by 2, they lose by 4. But field goal percentage is overrated. Okay. So you're telling me shooting 34, 38% is nothing? No, it's nothing? No. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. These people don't know basketball. They're poisoning the viewers on YouTube. Poisoning them. They don't know shit about basketball. All this defense they talk about. And they held Washington to 74 points. That is low. That's low. 74 points is low. Too bad Chicago only scored 70. Because they couldn't put the ball in the hole. And that's the name of the game. They might hold Indiana to 66 points. Tomorrow. Maybe. And CC might go 4 for 19. And Kelsey might go 3 for 18. And Aaliyah Boston goes 5 for 7. And they probably still win 66-61. Because Angel Reese might go 2 for 15. And Cardoza gets 3 shots. Defense doesn't matter if you can't score. That's the whole point of the game. CeCe has never, ever had to play good defense in her entire career. You know why? Because it's a 5-on-5 sport. That's why. You pick a team, and they all got roles. Now, certain players got bigger roles. Like, CeCe have a bigger role than Lexi Hall. Yeah, you need Lexi Hall to play defense. That's her job. She guards the best player on the team. That's her job. Even the great Michael Jordan didn't guard the best player. It was Scottie Pippen or Dennis Rodman. To me, it's like I don't want CeCe to even concentrate on defense. Let's just say that. I don't want her to even concentrate on defense. What I need her to do is to shoot better and give me less turnovers. That's what CeCe needs to do next season. I don't want you to work on your defense. I need you to work on less turnovers and give me a better shooting percentage. I don't need to worry about your passing. The greatest passer in WNBA history already. I need you to get better shooting. That's it. I don't want you to work on defense. We got Lexi Hall. If we don't get Kelsey, we get a 3-and-D shooting guard. If Kelsey don't sign. But what we need is a 4. I like Timmy, but Timmy's old, and she don't give you nothing on the offense. You're gonna need to get a 4 that can shoot, that can play defense. All right. So if I'm Indiana, I'm gonna re-sign Kelsey. I'm going to let Alyssa Smith go to the expansion draft. Let Katie Lou go to expansion draft. Draft a 4 or get a 4 from the free agency. She don't need to be a superstar because we already got 3 superstars. We got CeCe, Kelsey, and Aaliyah. We don't need another superstar on the team. Having 5 superstars doesn't work in basketball. We need 2 players like Lacey Hall who could shoot the open shot and play defense, and we need a 4 that could play. We need like a Gabby Williams type player on the team. We need a 4 that could do that could rebound and play good defense. And then Indiana is off the races next season and beyond. And what Chicago Sky needs to do, I want Chicago to make the playoffs. It's too many point guards that's coming out next year. They can pick any one of them. They need a decent point guard who can throw the ball down the fucking post to Camilla. That's all they do. That's all they need. And then set up shot for Kennedy Carter. They don't need like I'm not gonna say Raja Johnson, but Raja Johnson can't shoot. But you need a point guard that can shoot the 3 and pass it to the post. That's all you need in Chicago. And then you need another 3. Mike Haller should be off the bench, and they need to get a 3. Now, Chicago got a lot of cap spaces. Go get somebody. You can get 2 max contracts next year. You can easily get it, and Chicago could be right up there. Look what Phoenix did. Look what Seattle did. Phoenix and Seattle didn't win 10 games last year. Look at them now, because they picked up players off the free agent list. So Chicago could easily next year be in 44 games. They could easily be 27-17 next year. Easily. They got talent. They got the 3. They got Carter, Cardozo, and Reese. This ain't a point guard to shoot and small forward. You can get off the draft or free agent. The good thing about the WNBA, it's like every team is good. Remember that. Every team is good in the WNBA, including the Sparks. And Dallas and what they all good. It's no easy games in the WNBA. None. I hate when people say, oh, they got an easy schedule now. It's no easy schedule in the WNBA. Every team is good. There's only 12 teams in the WNBA. These are the 144 best players in the WNBA. They're all good. This is not a watered down league like when Jordan played in 88 and 89. I mean, 89 and 90 and 91 when we had 4 expansion teams. And he started winning championships. And then they won the 3-point. They won the 3-point line more shorter because nobody couldn't shoot no more. Because it was watered down at one point. It's not like that in the WNBA. Every team is good, including Chicago. So that's all I gotta say. And if these guys keep talking garbage, I'm gonna keep making these videos. I actually don't like doing this because I don't think I'm good at it. doing this, but I can't take it, man, with these 4 guys, man. These 4 guys are killing the viewers in YouTube. They're destroying. They're like they're trying to brainwash these Angel Reese coats. That's crazy. It's like Angel Reese can't do no wrong. Angel Reese got so many flaws in the game, it's not even funny. But anyway, you know, and I like Angel Reese. Believe me, I really like Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying? So, but just keep it real. That's all I want them to do, just keep it real. CC is a more superior player than Angel Reese. That's it. Like, end of discussion. All right, y'all. I'll holler at you guys later.